Right, Cord. All right, guys. Another Wednesday. I feel like the weeks are just completely flying by, but I'm so excited you guys are all here. Thanks so much for coming out. I'm definitely recording it for anybody that can't make it tonight, but I know I end up recording so many things, and then it's a matter of finding the time to go back and listen. So it's so great when you guys can actually get on here and listen to the calls live. We have so many new coaches that have been joining the team over the last few weeks. I feel like every time I check our team page, there's somebody new joining, and I absolutely love it. So I decided to do the call tonight on the top 10 mistakes that new coaches make when they're first signing on to be coaches. I'm sure there's more than 10, but I figured I'd start with the top 10. So the first mistake that new coaches make is social media becomes a Beachbody billboard of stock photos of Shakeology and workouts. So I wanted to go over a couple do's and don'ts. So people don't go to Facebook to buy things. They go to Amazon to buy things. They go to Facebook and other social media sites because they want experiences and stories and people sharing their experiences. They don't want to just see things where people are selling things. So this is what you want to see. You want to see people that are living their life and how they're incorporating Beachbody into their lives. You want to see, people on our teams with moms that are working out with their kids, drinking Shakeology in the morning. I have a bunch of people in this area that lost power, and people were posting about, Shakeology shakes that they can make without power this morning because they didn't have their blenders. Different things like that about how you make Beachbody a part of your life and not just the fact that Beachbody is now your life. And also showing how you make it work while being such a busy working mom, working person, whatever you're doing, and how you find time. Sharing your individual results, your teammates' results, so that it's not just stock photos. So this is what you do want to see. This is definitely what you don't want to see. You don't want to be scrolling through your news feed and seeing Chalene Johnson and Autumn Calabrese all over your news feed. Those are great photos, but they're not
24th.
They're not seeing anything of you in the pictures. Okay, so make sure that you're not doing that. Next, the next mistake that people tend to make is that they lead with their own agenda instead of helping other people and listening to other people's goals. You want to make sure that you're always helping people first. So you'll find that people, they're not motivated necessarily by your Success Club goals. They're inspired by your excitement and your journey, but they aren't motivated just by hearing, what different things you have to reach. So as a coach, it's our job to ask questions and be a good listener and focus on how they can help. People can genuinely feel if you're interested in helping them or if they're just another sales number, especially when we're doing inviting, whether it's through just posts on Facebook or whether it's our private messages. I get a lot of messages from people from other network marketing, and I can immediately tell if it's a copy and paste message that they're just going through all their A's, all their B's, and just sending out those messages to people. They haven't even taken a second to see if I belong to another multi-level marketing company. They just are automatically just copying and pasting it to the messages. So making sure that people can see automatically if you have a genuine interest in them. And always helping people, whether you can get anything out of it. I've had people that have joined my challenge groups that couldn't necessarily buy something, couldn't sign up on Shakeology because they were still finishing up their other shakes, or they already had a program, so I wasn't getting anything out of it. Some coaches are a little bit firmer with that, but personally, I would rather be helping them, and then 9 times out of 10, it's probably a month or two later where they're reaching back out for me and they're buying the 21-Day Fix Extreme, or they're buying the next thing that's coming out. If you lead with the customer service and you lead with that genuine interest in helping people get to their goals, it'll always end up paying off tenfold. Okay? The third mistake that people tend to make is they don't post on social media because they're afraid of making mistake number 1 or mistake number 2. So they end up just not posting anything. So, they're afraid that if they put their opinions out there, they might not say the right thing. They might offend people. You can't be afraid to post your opinions about certain things. Even if it's fitness or health or style, maybe you think you work out too much. Maybe you think you eat too healthy. Maybe, you're afraid if you curse or you say something. You have to be authentically you. And that's how you're going to attract people who are just like you. If you are so afraid of having a real opinion, you're going to attract people that aren't like you, and you're going to end up not wanting to work with them. This is the only business where we can hand pick exactly who we want to work with. So you have to make sure that you're attracting the types of people that you want to be working with. The other thing that some coaches have a hard time with is, making your Facebook public so that people can see it. You want to make sure that you're open for business, that people are scrolling through your news feed and they're seeing things. You want to be consistently posting. You don't want to be posting once a day or once every other day. You want to be consistently posting 3 to 5 times a day, because if you disappear, people are going to wonder, is she really interested in this? Is this just kind of a fly-by-night hobby that she's doing? You want to make sure that people are constantly seeing that you're invested in the business, invested in your fitness, invested in the overall mission. And I love this quote. It says, you can be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world, and there'll still be people that don't like peaches. That is something that I have told myself from day one, because there is no way in this business to please everybody. You can be doing everything right, and you'll still have haters that'll say, oh, you're not getting good enough results. I don't want to sign up on your team. Or, oh, Shakeology is so expensive. Or Beachbody's just a scam. You'll always have people that don't believe in you. Just bless them and release them, because there's so many more people that are going to benefit from your help that it's not even worth the time. The number 4 mistake that people make is that they expect their upline coach to give them permission to start. They're afraid to fail forward. They expect that success should fall into their laps without putting in the effort. The difference between this is that you are now a business owner. It's time to start thinking that way. Our team has so much training in the online office and also in all these team calls. There's so much information out there for you to hit the ground running. Your upline there is there to support you, encourage you, point you in the right direction. We've definitely been there. We've paved the path. We can show you and point you in the right direction, but there's no way we can hold your hand and hold everybody else's hands on our entire team. Once you pay that $40 or you pay the $0 to sign up, you are a business owner and you can run it however you want to run it. You can't just expect that I've been a coach as long as Crystal or Katie or anybody, that you're going to have the same success or the same results. Unless you're consistently doing what you should be doing, there's no way you'll get the same results. And you can't be afraid to fail forward. I am one of those people that's so afraid to put something out there imperfect. So I end up wasting time by not putting anything out there, and that really held me back in the beginning. You have to learn from your mistakes. I definitely posted stock photos, and it wasn't until that I was getting in front of the camera like a sweaty mess and feeling uncomfortable that people started reacting to me. They don't want to see Shanti. They want to see you. They want to see you going through the motions. And that's what really makes them believe in you as a coach and buy into you and sign up for your challenge group instead of just calling up on an infomercial and purchasing it on their own. Okay. The next mistake is the employee mindset versus that of a leader. So, the employee mindset is what we're trying to get away from. Most of us all have or have had 9-to-5 jobs. You get in, you clock in, you work for the paycheck, period. There's no need to give more than you have to because the company will take advantage of that. When I was working at the hospital, it didn't matter how much harder I worked. I was still going to be making the exact same as the person sitting right next to me, and it killed me because, my documentation could be better. My patient satisfaction could be better. I could be getting there a little early, staying a little late, doing everything I could do. And then at the end of the year, I was still making like 2% raises on a good year. So that's the employee mindset. They just feel entitled to do the job and to leave. What separates you is the business owner mentality. It's the big picture view of the greater good. So work brings me a great personal satisfaction. I love this work. I absolutely love it. I don't think anything of, I was on a, call with one of my new coaches last night until 10:30 at night, and then I stayed up later to send her out an email. And I love that. It doesn't bother me because I feel so passionate about it. You want to go the extra mile because it's ultimately going to help your business and the people that you're served. You're blessed to be a part of this company. You have to step back and realize what this opportunity is that's fallen into your lap and make the most of it. It's your responsibility to make sure that the job's done to your greatest capability. And if it's not, the only person that's going to suffer is you. It's just like your workouts. If you cheat, you're only cheating yourself. If you cheat on your food and you don't eat the things that you're supposed to, you're the only one that's going to not get the results that you're looking for. Entitlement is not in my vocabulary. If I don't hit my numbers and if I don't hit Success Club, I know the only person I can blame is myself. I didn't do enough inviting. I didn't do enough personal development. There was something that held me back. There's nothing that entitles me to those points every single month. And that I understand that there's times when my personal agenda may be interrupted for the good of the people that I serve. I went away on vacation and I knew that I wasn't taking that week off. I was in the middle of a challenge group. I had people that were still sending me messages. Everybody's going to run their business differently, but understanding that what you do and the effort that you put in is going to directly reflect that. Okay, so mistake number 5. I love Dory here because I feel like this all the time. I'm done looking at Facebook. Oh, wait, what's that on Facebook? It is so easy to get distracted by the scroll of your newsfeed. A lot of times I can convince myself, well, I'm just on there, I'm looking for, post ideas or seeing what other people are doing. But give yourself a time limit or make lists and say, I'm only going to search these certain people. You can go and look for the top 20 coaches in Beachbody. Go and look for people that you have similar interests with. Go and put your new coaches on your team. Create a list of those people, and then you can only scroll through that list. You don't need to look at your other 1,400 Facebook friends. Really concentrate on your specific target market instead of wasting so much time scrolling. And if you are scrolling, make sure you're making the most of that time. You're engaging with those people. You're commenting on their pictures. You're liking their photos. Make sure that you're giving them the feedback that you would want someone to stop on your Facebook page and also give that feedback. And that's how that interaction really starts to take off. Also, turning off the notifications. Every time you hear that ding, you don't have to check it. It's not going anywhere. So turn off the dings, turn off the notifications to your phone. Don't even open up the internet browser. If you're working on something in a Word document, there's no reason why you need to even have Facebook open. So just try to stay away from the time sucks, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, whatever it is. Okay, number 6. They overthink and never implement because it has to be perfect. You can watch all the training in the world, and sometimes just getting it done and getting it out there is better than being frozen by perfection. I made a 2.5-minute video this weekend, and it took me, 45 minutes because I get so caught up in taking retakes and retakes. So I know that videos and making YouTube videos is something that I have to work on. But if I don't eventually get it done and get it out there, then nobody's going to see it. So make sure you don't get frozen by that perfection. Okay. Number 7, they lead with facts instead of passion or stories. I love this quote, facts tell, stories sell. It's so much easier to tell someone about your successes with Shakeology. I used to have IBS, and for the first time in my life, I'm actually feeling better. I don't feel sick after I eat. I have so much energy, after I work out. My weight's down lower than I ever thought it could be. My husband has hypothyroidism, and his blood pressure is regulated. He's no longer sleeping and taking naps every single night. Whatever your stories are, that's what people are going to listen to. You can tell them about all the different things that are in it, But at the end of the day, they're not going to remember what you just told them. But if you tell them a story, they're going to remember that story because they're going to remember how it made you feel. And your passion and your excitement is what is a magnet in this business. If you're just kind of ho-hum and, acting like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, nobody's going to want to be a part of that. People want to be a part of the excitement, the stories, all the successes. So make sure that you're sharing your stories and your struggles, but that they have a silver lining. If you fell off the wagon and you haven't worked out in a week, that's fine. We've all been there. If you've gained a few pounds back, that's fine. We've all been there. But I went home last weekend, and I went to my mom's and I definitely overate. So I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus the fact that I'm starting another challenge group. I'm starting the 3-day refresh. I'm doing something to get myself back on track as quickly as possible and not just completely obsessing over the mistakes that you made. Make sure that you're ending it with a silver lining. This is another one that is so, so hard, and I completely understand it. They wait to share their journey because they want the perfect body. I mean, let's be honest, none of us can look in the mirror and say, damn, that's perfection looking back. Everybody is going to look at themselves and see flaws. And when it comes down to it, look at this picture. What's more inspiring, this picture or a girl that's lost the last 3 pounds? This picture is just so insanely inspiring, and you're seeing someone, the majority of people in America are overweight. They're not 2s, 4s, 6s. They're 10s, 12s, 22s. So seeing someone real who's been through a real journey is so much more inspiring. And the same thing with business excitement. Making sure that you're sharing all of your success, your little successes along the way too. Got an extra couple $100, put it towards some bills this month. We were living paycheck to paycheck, and now we actually have some breathing room. Whatever your little successes are along the way, so many people have nothing in their savings, and they are living paycheck to paycheck. If they could have something that could allow them to let their kids play hockey and go to summer camp and, go out to eat once a week, those are things that are really where people can really relate. And that's what's so inspiring. So whether it's you're not in the best shape yet and you're afraid to put yourself out there, put yourself out there. And whether you're a new business owner and you don't think you're having any success and how am I going to inspire any coaches to join my team, they'll be inspired. There's somebody out there that's going to be inspired by your story. So make sure you're sharing your entire journey and not just the destination. Number 9, they skip the 3 vital behaviors. So the 3 vital behaviors, there's only 3 of them, and they are so easy to do and so easy not to do. So one of the biggest mistakes that new coaches make, and all coaches make, is that they skip personal development. They tend to blow it off, and yet honestly, it's the most important thing. I have grown and learned so much about myself and about business over the past 1.5 years, and I was never a reader. I'm still a chronic book starter, and I get about halfway through. But I've been listening to podcasts, and I've been listening in my car, and I've just learned so much about what it takes to be a better person, a better salesperson, a better leader, a better friend, a better wife. There's just so much that you can learn about yourself, and everything that you learn just helps you grow tenfold. A lot of times when you're struggling about things to post about, whether you're a stay-at-home mom and you don't have a lot of interaction with people, you have to find inspiration from different things. And a lot of times you can find inspiration from personal development, from books that you're reading. So making sure that you're definitely focusing on that. The next one is being a product of the product. So you cannot recommend a recipe if you haven't tried it. You can't recommend a restaurant if you haven't tried it. You have to be able to stand in front of someone and say, yeah, I did the 21-day fix. At first I was intimidated by the containers, but once I got into it, I realized it was so much easier. Whatever you're doing to be authentically you, and that you're showing that you're a product of the product. If you're a new coach and you don't have a transformation yet, do the 3-day refresh, do the 21-day fix, Commit to a challenge for a certain amount of time so you can have a before and after, so you can show people that the results are possible and that you're really believing in the product. The next is inviting. It's unfortunately our news feeds are only getting out to about 10 to 15% of our friend list. So if you are not doing the personal invites and messaging 3 to 5 people every single day, all of the hard work that you're putting onto your newsfeed is getting wasted because so few of your friends are actually seeing it. If you want likes, make sure you're going on other people's pages and liking their photos. If you want comments, comment. If you want shares, share. Making sure that you're engaging as much as possible with other people, because then they'll come onto your page and they'll do the exact same thing. You might feel uncomfortable when you're first starting out commenting on somebody's picture you might not have talked to since high school, but people post pictures because they want that. They want this interaction. So just make sure that you're commenting and you're putting something out there that you would want someone to do to you. And no one will be offended by that. The next is they get discouraged and want to quit because people are saying no, or they don't give themselves enough time to build a successful business. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. There is no, people are going to be moving this business at all different paces. And it's your business to work at whatever pace you're comfortable with. But just like weight loss, don't give up on yourself right before the magic's about to happen. Reading The Slight Edge and the compound effect, and how all the small decisions you're making every single day that are either taking you towards success or taking you towards failure. I mean, there's this graph in the Slight Edge about a plane that's leaving for LA, and it's trying to head towards, I think Philly. And if it's 1 degree off north, it's going to end up in New York. If it's 1 degree off south, it's going to end up in DC. But all along that route, you don't know you're off course. So if you're doing all the positive little things every single day, posting on your Facebook 3 to 5 times a day, inviting 3 to 5 new people, those are all the right decisions. If time passes, a week passes, you haven't invited 3 to 5 friends. 5 friends a day, 7 days a week, that's 35 people that you didn't talk to last week. All of those little things can either lead you towards success or lead you away from success. My business for the first 6 months moved super, super slowly. But from month 12 to almost month 18, it's quadruple. So you have to hold true to yourself, keep the faith, and keep doing all of those right things, and don't give up on yourself right before you're really going to start to break out. Because in this business, people are watching you. I hate to single you out, Crystal, but a few months ago, Crystal was like, I feel like I'm doing so much and I'm not getting results. And I feel like the last month, it's just been like so many things have just been turning on because there's a delay. There's literally like a 3-month delay where we're doing all of this work and we're doing all these posts and we're feeling like we're not getting anywhere. And right when we're ready to quit and give up on ourselves, all these people start reaching out to us and we're like, oh, so thanks for making me wait and play hard to get, but it's worth it because it'll really start to pay off. So just keep having faith in yourself, keep doing the personal development because it'll totally be worth it. And I love this. You guys have probably seen this before, but don't be afraid to make mistakes. I mean, these are 6 classic examples of, Albert Einstein. He wasn't able to speak until he was almost 4 years old, and teachers told him he'd never amount to much. Michael Jordan, after being cut from his high school basketball team, obviously he went home and locked himself in the room and cried. And look where basketball wouldn't be the same thing today without Michael Jordan. Walt Disney, he was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and having no original ideas. Steve Jobs, at 30 years old, he left devastated and depressed after being removed from a company that he started. Oprah Winfrey. She was demoted from her job as a news anchor because she was told she wasn't fit for television. And the Beatles were rejected by Decca Records Studio, who said, we don't like their sound and have no future in this show business. So just these 6 examples, are how different the world would be if they hadn't given it another try and believed in themselves. And no matter the size of your team right now, whether it's 1 people, 2 people, 100 people, if you quit and you don't believe in yourself and you don't give yourself another try, you don't know how many more people you can help and how many more lives you can change, whether it's through weight loss and fitness or whether it's through this incredible business opportunity. We have such a tool here to sincerely help so many people. So don't be afraid to fail, because there's plenty of people that have failed ahead of you. I know that there are things that I would change, and all that means is you're a better person for it, because you've learned from your mistakes and you're not going to make the same mistakes next time. You're just stronger and smarter the second time around. So that's what I had. I hope it's helpful for some of you new coaches that are just getting out there, and also for us, coaches that have been around for a little while. It's always so important to remember the basics. And it was probably about 8 months in that I went back to all my coach basics and just started over and was like, what am I missing? What can I go back and do different? How can I go back and do this to improve it for my coaches that are new coaches? Because it's easy to forget once you're a couple months in to think about how hard it was to figure out how to send a coach link and sale for your first sale and everything like that. So just make sure that you're creating a good foundation right from the beginning and always going back to the basics so that you have a good, strong team underneath you. Anybody have any questions? Questions, comments?
Hey, I do. You can't see me, though, because my computer's messed up.
Hey, Lauren.
Hi. I guess I'm just having trouble with my Facebook profile as far as how to balance the personal profile versus the likes page. Like, I feel like I'm doing double duty, and I don't feel like I'm having as big of a reach through my likes page versus my personal page. But I've been told that the likes page should be a better thing to build. So I'm just kind of confused as to how to balance that and not like double up my time use.
Honestly, I'd have Crystal answer this because Crystal has a way more successful likes page than I do. I agree with everything that you said. It is hard to balance both, and your likes page is so much more flexible. You're able to sponsor ads. It'll take a little bit longer to get a growth because it's organic. It's not just your friends, but it's better to keep duplicating. Even right now, if you feel like you're duplicating, share from your likes page to your personal page so that you're getting eyes in both places. And then you don't have to be as concerned on your fitness page as just posting about fitness, because that's what people are wanting to go to your fitness page for. Crystal, do you want to talk about?
Sure. So, Lauren, I started scheduling posts. Do you know how to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I literally started doing that, and it's helped me so much because I just don't have time. Like, when you take a video after you work out or whatever, for you to post it on your regular page and then try and do something different on your like page and then you put something on Instagram. Like, it literally takes me, by the time I work out, do everything, post it, like write everything, an hour. So I literally started using my, like in our challenge groups, we have like a set, plan for each day. So Monday is motivation Monday. Tuesday is Tip Tuesday. Wednesday is a recipe. And I literally, and I can't say I do this every week, but I'll try and do like Sunday, and I'll at least do 3 days to set my like page up. So I'm at least doing, 3 days, and I'm doing 3 posts, and I'll try and do a workout on my like page. And I can't tell you, it's helped me so much. And they also said to do for your like page is to do videos whenever you possibly can. And I know it's way harder, but they said for whatever reason, Miguel says videos for your like page like are a huge hit. So, and I noticed like a huge difference, and like, because it'll tell you how many people watch it, it'll tell you how many people obviously like it, and you can like look at that kind of stuff. And there's a big difference between how many people see my regular post to how many people see my video posts.
Yeah, Facebook is sponsored. Yeah. Facebook gives so much preference to videos, whether it's your like page or your personal page.
Yep.
Like not posting YouTube videos, like posting videos directly to Facebook.
Yep.
That's good to know.
From your phone or pick, play, post or whatever.
I have a question.
Okay.
I've already, before joining, I've already made a like page. And how do you guys get all those likes on that page? Like, do you always say, oh, come to my page? Do you do that daily for a few weeks? Like, how did you get people to like that page from your friend list?
Did you invite everybody on your list already?
I don't think everybody. No.
I mean, I would definitely start with that. Like, definitely go through your friend list and invite everybody. And then 2 weeks later, invite everybody again. And make sure anytime you add a new friend, the way that you're adding 3 to 5 friends to your list every single day, make sure that you're inviting them too. So some of it is an organic reach where those are the people that you already know that are starting to like you. Crystal, what else have you done to...
Oh, I promoted a couple times, and you have to, I've noticed, so my target market is moms. So you can go in and literally specify, and I can send you, there's a Miguel video that I've literally watched 15 times to get the concept down. But you can go in and you can be like, you type in moms, you type in stay-at-home moms, you type in work-at-home moms, and you literally specify exactly kind of like your target market that you want. And it's really helped me a lot. I will tell you that every time I get so many people interested in my ads, but for me, they don't know me. So I add them as a friend and they watch me and they watch me and they watch me. And I will tell you that 9 times out of 10, I have never gotten anyone from my like page to buy a single thing from me. But 6 months down the line, they've watched me for 6 months and they'll message me and say, okay, I'm ready. Every time I message those people that don't know me, it's crickets, 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 crickets all the time. So, but you have to remember that you're planting seeds and it's going to pay off 6 months from now. It's really frustrating. I'm not going to lie, but
so you pay Facebook to promote the page?
I do,
right?
and I only do like $5 a day for like 3 or 4 days. Nothing crazy at all.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And Crystal, I've actually heard like more recently people going back to boosting. Like I know that Miguel,
really? Okay.
And like I know that Miguel in his video said like it's basically like a slot machine, like it's a waste of money.
Mm-hmm.
But some people I've been hearing in like other groups, they still boost. They still boost posts.
Okay.
I mean, who knows? Like Facebook changes all the time as far as like what they tend to lean towards.
Yeah.
We only have a couple more minutes. Anybody else have any quick questions? All right, guys. Thanks for coming. I hope it was helpful.
Thank you.
All right. As always, if you guys have any topics or anything specifically you want me to cover, let me know. But if not, I'll see you guys next week.
Bye, Laura.
Bye.
Yeah.